An adversary force was born of old, invader of the life of mortal man. It hides from him the straight, immortal path.
And this is, of course, what we're facing today, especially. I think that, of course, there is something in the human being that I don't want to use the word enjoys, but is attracted by the problems that we're seeing now. Oh,
Yeah.
the possibility of nuclear war. Russia's doing this, and North Korea is doing this, and China's doing this, and the media uses this to pull people into that negativity. So we're seeing now that this adversary force that was born of old, that Mother told us about, remember?
Yes.
The emanation she
For
sent down
emanation.
who turned against her. So that is. Now, I just want to share a little bit of a letter on yoga because it's very, very important. When there is some lowering or diminution of the consciousness, or some impairing of it at one place or another, the adversary or the censor, he calls the adversary also the censor, who is always on the watch, presses with all his might wherever there is a weak point lying covered from your own view. And suddenly a wrong movement leaps up with unexpected force. Become conscious and cast out the possibility of its renewal. That is all that is to be done.
Hmm.
He's very clear. But there was a thing last night with Ranga, and we were talking about it. We did Savitri last night, and and this is what Mother says. It's so important. To conquer the adversary is not a small thing. One must have a greater power than his to vanquish him. But one can liberate oneself totally from his influence. And from the minute one influence, one's self-giving can be total. And with the self-giving comes joy, long before the adversary is truly vanquished and disappears.
Which edition of Letters of Yoga is this?
Well,
Which one can I would I think I would like to start reading Letters on Yoga, but I don't know which book
uh,
which one I should read.
yeah, and I don't have it. I have Mother's things written down, but not. I just have letters on yoga. So, um,
Okay.
but in Questions and Answers, 1955, Volume
Mm-hmm.
7, Mother says, the adversary will disappear only when he is no longer necessary in the world. And we know very well that he is necessary as
Mm-hmm.
the touchstone for gold to know if it is pure. But if one is really sincere, the adversary can't even approach him any longer. And he doesn't try it because that would be courting his own destruction. So that absolute sincerity is key to so much of our progress in the yoga. I told you when the adversary came to me and Mary Helen and tried to choke us to death. And,
Yes.
and he never came again. And the moment we could call Mother more quickly, finally, after 1 week, he never came again, ever. So just taking the power of her name was enough to stop him from ever coming.
Have you heard of this practice of metta, where you send positive vibrations to whoever you are having problems with?
Hmm. No,
It's
I haven't heard of it. My way is
uh
different. My way is different because I've told
yes.
you the Lord told me love all, no exceptions. Four,
Yes.
li- 4 lines 15 years ago. So I have no choice, and sometimes it's interesting because people can be very vicious. I have one now at the Matrimondia Gardens who wants to show me that I know nothing about horticulture, which is probably true. Um, and she wants to change everything and tear all of my work out and not allow some other works to be done. But I piddle along with my lotuses and my water lilies and the mothers, of course. I'm just the guardian or the sentry or the executive who takes care of it. So, yes, I know this. Okay, let's go back. Invader of the life of mortal man. Well, he's the invader. It hides from him the straight immortal path. Because if the straight immortal path was visible to us, he'd never come. The censor is the one who really helps us. And so this lady now in Oroville, I just have to pour more love on her to help her out of this darkness. It hides from him the straight, immortal path. Okay, now, he's going to tell us why this has happened.
A power came in to veil the eternal light. A power opposed to the eternal will diverts the messages of the infallible word, contorts the contours of the cosmic plan. A whisper lures to evil the human heart. It seals up wisdom's eyes, the soul's regard. It is the origin of our suffering here. It binds earth to calamity and pain.
Well, very important. Origin, origin, not origin.
Origin.
Okay,
Yes.
and we are seeing that this force, this adversary, does divert us, does turn us aside from the direction that we want to go. And that's what we can always feel, especially if the psychic is in front, we can certainly feel it. And very often the mind or the vital will override the correct feeling and say, no, I want to do this. And it's wrong. You always have to pay attention and obey the inner call. So a power opposed to the eternal will, here again, Mother's emanations, diverts the messages of the infallible word, contorts the contours of the cosmic plan. And here's where I want to work with you more each week on the melody and the music of Savitri, the mantric voice. Because look at this alliteration. Contorts the contours of the cosmic plan. 3 C's in one line. Very rare, very rare. Very beautiful alliteration. So it twists. By contouring it, it twists. And the contours are the edges or the out. And we know the cosmic plan already. So it's so important. A whisper lures to evil the human heart. And very often I have seen it come almost as a whisper, entering the mind and suggesting something that's not good. And so it seals up wisdom's eyes, the soul's regard. The regard is a look or a gaze. Huh? If you regard something, it's not the sense of regarding something. It's it's a regard. It's a look. It is the origin of our suffering here. It binds earth to calamity and pain. Dire distress, calamity. Oh, this is just so powerful. Okay, I've got 5 minutes left. Shall we read? Shall you read the whole thing now? Good.
Yes.
Slowly and with music in your heart and with devotion in your soul and with clarity in your mind. Go for it.
An adversary force was born of old, invader of the life of mortal man. It hides from him the straight, immortal path. A power came in to veil the eternal light, a power opposed to the eternal will, diverts the message of the infallible word, contorts the contours of the cosmic plan, a whisper lures to evil the human heart. It seals up wisdom's eyes, the soul's regard. It is the origin of our suffering here. It binds earth to calamity and pain.
The line contorts the contours of the cosmic plan has a colon after it. It's almost a full stop, but not quite. But you want to just hesitate a little longer because Sri Aurobindo is going to bring in more on that subject.
Should I
So,
read it again?
fine. Yes, please do.
Contorts the contours of the cosmic plan. A whisper lures to evil the human heart. It seals up wisdom's eyes, the soul's regard. It is the origin of our suffering here. It binds earth to calamity and pain.
So we have two things again: origin,
Origin. It is the
origin, not
origin of
origin.
our.
No, not
Yes,
origin. No, not origin.
okay.
Origin. And contours, not contours, but contours.
Contours. Contort the contours of the
No, 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 not
No,
contours, contours.
contours.
Good.
Contort the contours of the cosmic plan.
And now you see the pentameter is kept intact. Contorts
Contours
the contours of the
the
cosmic plan.
cosmic plan.
Good.
Yes.
Good. Okay, Sanjana. So within a few weeks, we'll be back again at it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we will.
Um,
All right. Namaste, Nanaji. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Safe travels.
Thank you.